isn't part of my act, but I thought it was funny. The other day, my sister, it was her birthday, and she was reading the menu, and she does this thing where she guess reads because she doesn't want to read the whole thing, so she'll look at like the first 2 letters, and she's looking at the dessert menu, and she goes, flavorless chicken tart. I'm like, what? What do you? And I read it, and it was flourless chocolate tart. I'm like, oh, that's what you meant. That makes more sense to be on a dessert menu. When I was a little kid, I had bangs. I think a lot of us had bangs. And I would look bad with them now, but I think it takes a certain person to pull them off. Not everybody can do it, because some people, if they don't have them, it's like, who is that? I don't know. But I was on the internet, and I saw this thing that said, worst school pictures ever, and I used my time wisely, so I said I must read this. And there was a picture of a kid with all of his head shaved, except for the very front, where he had bangs that he dyed green and put into ponytails across the front of his face. And I thought, that kid is Zooey Deschanel level working those bangs. Once when I was 13, I cut my own bangs, and that was a bad choice. But I think a lot of things that kids in middle school did circa 2009, 2010 was not a good choice. One of them being Uggs. I think we all had Uggs if you were in middle school, high school around that time. I don't get Uggs because it's like, let's take some animal hide, stuff it with sheep's wool, and market it to children who will inevitably wear them without socks, mat the fur down so they smell horrible, and they'll all have to have a pair. And we all did. But of course, some of us, our moms did not want to actually buy the real Uggs because they were too expensive. So they'd be like, well, you can go to Target, we'll get you these fake Uggs, or Fugs as they were called, and they were fugly. And it looked like someone, they were spray painted like pink, and it looked like someone spray painted them while on acid. It was never good at all. But I had a pair, because why not? But I think a lot of choices that we make, for trends are not the best. The current one, I would say, being, this is not going to be a popular opinion, but e-cigarettes, especially since we're so close to Burger King. But, it's true. The one good thing about e-cigarettes is how white the smoke is, so that if you're underage and smoking them, you can just puff that smoke out and disappear behind it. And it'll work here in Warwick. I think you'd agree we'd all blend in pretty well. I don't know if you got that one. But
Got you wearing it?
Got me. Bria's got me. But I think a funny thing about Warwick, and I lived in Warwick all my life. I was born in St. Agnes. And that's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Everybody's heard that one. Mm-hmm. But everybody, I feel like so many people in Warwick look like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I'll just be sitting down, I'll be like, that guy looks like Shaggy. No, that guy. No, that guy. Oh my God, they all look like Shaggy. And then someone has to come up to me and be like, Erin, are you sure you're not the one who's high? I'm like, yes, I don't do that. I tried to be a good Christian. I was raised by the Irish Catholics. And I mentioned it, someone else. And I bring that up quite frequently because, I don't know, it's just a large part of my life. And my friends have started, when I'll bring up something, I'll be like, oh, I have a lot of cousins. And they'll be like, is that an Irish thing, Erin? Yes. So I've compiled a list of things that are, in fact, Irish things. If you were forced to go to Catholic school and are now an atheist, that's an Irish thing.
Yes.
Yes. If your family shows love by finding the thing that you find most uncomfortable about yourself and makes fun of it mercilessly, especially with a few drinks in them, that's an Irish thing. It might also be an everybody's family thing, but specifically my family. If your grandma's favorite pastime is sitting on the front porch with a Marlboro and a Budweiser, that's an Irish thing. And if she also says, oh Lord party, O Lamb of Jesus. But because of her Irish accent, you thought she was saying, O Llama Jesus, for most of your life. And that was very confusing because Christians are not supposed to worship animals. That's an Irish thing. If your grandpa swears that everybody who leaves the Catholic Church will indeed come back, even though you've told him that's like someone escaping from prison and then being like, let me go back and hang out with that guy that's never had a girlfriend but claims to be straight. That's an Irish thing. And lastly, if you go to a wedding or a funeral, but you cannot tell because everybody's drinking, someone's singing Danny Boy, and the priest is there, that's an Irish thing. Thank you.